an Elden Ring guide to walk you through all the core concepts. Our Elden Ring guide will help with an immense game full of mysteries to uncover and challenges to master. Almost every aspect of this game has a depth to it, whether you're trying to level up your character, improve weapons, master tricky bosses and more. There are systems in this game that are almost impossible to unravel without help, so save yourself of hours, if not weeks work with that guide packed full of information. From bosses to combat, stats to classes, resources, decisions and more, there's just so much to work out and uncover, and this guide contains pointers to absolutely tons of stuff. Hopefully it will take the sting out trying to do it all alone and save you time on the rest. If you're about to venture into the lands between, take a moment to read our Elden Ring guide to see if we can save you any pain. Tips. Elden Ring tips are obviously the best place to start in a game so expansive and complex. This is a great set of suggestions and advice to get you settled and aware of as much as possible, as quickly as possible. This guide covers combat, weapons and classes, tips for exploring and finding resources, summons, and loads more. Classes. The Elden Ring classes give you a lot to choose from, and the best choice depends entirely on how you want to play. Do you want to focus on strength-based melee and tank it? Or go for dexterity-based damage for a lighter, faster fighter? Then there's magic, which can involve either direct damage or support spells, plus bows to think about and more. This is a game with an incredible amount of options and freedom to create almost any style. However, some choices might take a while to develop their full potential as you level up, which might make you worry if you've made a bad choice initially. Broadly, though, it all boils down to whether you want a melee or ranged, physical or magical character, with a variation slotting into those larger options. But this guide lays out all those possibilities. Keepsakes. You'll have a choice of various Elden Ring keepsakes while making your character, but trying to pick one right at the start, when you've no idea what's valuable or not, is a big ask. In this keepsake guide we'll outline all the options, explain what's good, and highlight any that you can find out in the world later, so you don't waste your time with something you can get elsewhere. Melina. If you're not sure what to do with Melina's Accord in Elden Ring, then read this guide to find out more about this mysterious character and her offer. The short version is, yes, you want to accept the Accord, but if you want to know more, read this for the full breakdown. Torrent the Spectral Steed. Knowing how to get the Elden Ring horse isn't as obvious as you might think. That's because it's actually tied to certain progress in the game. So, if you're not careful, you might end up missing where you can earn the ability to summon it. You definitely don't want it taking longer than is actually possible, so this Elden Ring guide will get your horse sorted. PS4 versus PS5. Depending on what console you have right now, this Elden Ring PS4 and PS5 comparison might be helpful if you're trying to decide what to play it on. Do you get on a PS4 or PS4 Pro now? Or wait until you get a PS5? This comparison will compare the same bit of the game across all three PlayStation versions and let you see what the differences are before you make a decision. First boss. It's a from tradition to start the game with an impossible boss you can actually beat if you really know what you're doing. Which is why the question, can you beat the grafted sign at the beginning, is a very valid ask. This first boss can be defeated, but you might want to read our guide, find out more before you try. Tree Sentinel. This Elden Ring Tree Sentinel boss guide will help you handle one of the first world bosses you encounter. He's hard to miss, appearing almost as soon as you reach the open world, but he's a piece of work you might want to come back to. Attack straight away, or wait until you're better prepared. It's up to you, but check this guide first for some help before you make your choice. Godric. You wouldn't be the first person wondering how to beat Godric in Elden Ring. He's largely described as the wall in the game, a challenge so testing that it's where most people get stuck. This guide will help you face his attacks, patterns and phases, and hopefully give you a fighting chance to defeat him. Bosses. There are a lot of Elden Ring bosses, and while we haven't covered them all, we can at least guide you through a few you're likely to meet at the start. There are pointers and tips here to take down a selection of the early options that should hopefully give a slight edge. Margit. If you want to know how to beat Margit in Elden Ring, then this guide will lay out attack patterns, stages and more. Save yourself some time trying to learn all the rhythms with our guide full of info on how he behaves, what he does, and how best to take him on. Forewarned is forearmed. Stormvale Castle Gate. The Elden Ring Stormvale Gate choice is understandably something that might make you nervous. You can't trust anyone in these games, so an offer of help is deeply, worryingly suspicious. This guide will tell you exactly what's going on, so you can make an informed choice and avoid the worst outcome. The Divine Tower of Limgrave. At a certain point, you will need to know how to find the Divine Tower of Limgrave in Elden Ring. It's presented a specific thing at a certain point, but you will eventually realize that it's part of a larger mechanic that reoccurs. This guide will explain what's going on, help you start this first quest, and see where it goes. Smithing Stones. Elden Ring smithing stones are vital to upgrading your weapons to make them stronger. While you can level up your character for more damage, you also really need to power up your weapon of choice to actually stand a chance against bigger bosses and tougher enemies. To help you do that, this guide will help you find some early ones and generally aid in your weapons leveling. Rune farming. As runes are critical to leveling up your character and progressing, some Elden Ring rune farming locations will be a great help to speed up the process. This guide will point out an easy early place to farm a few runes, as well as give you a few general pointers on how to get more quicker. If you want to fast-track your character development, then take a look. Weapons. There's a few quick pointers on Elden Ring weapons here, just to cover some basic types and what they're good for. If you just want to get a feel for what the various types are, or what sort of stats and scaling to expect for different types, then check this guide out for more. Weapon upgrades. Once you've found a stabby thing you like, you're probably going to want to know how to strengthen weapons in Elden Ring, as enemies and threats will get tougher as you progress. It means you'll always be looking to improve your damage output, and adding a +1 or more to a weapon is as important as leveling up your character. The game is more or less gear-locked in some ways, in that some of the bigger bosses, and even optional mini-bosses, are basically being unbeatable until you add a +1, 2, 3, or more, whatever you're hitting them with. There's a two-part process here where you not only need to find certain resources, in this case smithing stones. This guide, then, is all about how you can do that, where and what you need, so you can do more damage and stay competitive. Armor locations. There's a lot of Elden Ring armor to find, with locations all over the map where you can find her by sets for different purposes. Are you after heavy protection that needs high strength? Or something that will keep you a little more mobile? Whatever you're after, we've outlined the best options and where to find them here. Summons. Elden Ring summons can give you a big edge in any fight. If you found them and unlocked the right items, you can summon ash spirits to fight alongside you. Even the weaker options can still run interference on a boss, letting you get in some free hits while they're busy. But more power options can even do a decent amount of the work for you. This guide will tell you how to get summoning and where to look for some ghostly fighting friends to help you out. Ashes of War. Using Elden Ring Ashes of War will let you modify your characters and loadout in interesting ways. These ashes can be reused and moved around, but essentially let you alter stats, scaling and so on to bend items and gear to your build or playstyle. They've a versatile tool, giving you some powerful flexibility and options to tune builds. Respec and Larval Tiers. The Elden Ring Respec and Larval Tier system will let you completely reset our character and redistribute all your points. This is a big deal, though, and not something you can do easily or often. There's a tricky boss fight involved, hard to find items, and more. So read our guide to help if you want to change up your character. So I hope you guys enjoy the video, and if you do, please throw me a like, subscribe, and comment down below which one of the games you know about. Also, please let me know what you guys want me to make a video about. Have a good day and goodbye.